Hey y'all, what's up? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Recharged Monster Manual. I found this on the DMs Guild, and we're going to take a look at it here today. That being said, you can purchase this book yourself if you find it interesting. We're going to look at the beginning of the book, and we're going to pick 5 monsters, give or take, maybe 3 or 4, who knows, out of here, and we're going to look at them and see the recharged abilities that they give them. This will be part of the Dynamic and Interesting Combat series, or whatever the heck I called it. Point is, it will be added to that playlist, which will be linked in an information card or at the end of the video on the end title credit. What do they call those? Anyway, without further ado, here we are. All right. So here's the table of contents. You can see all the different creatures. Pause the video, take a look, whatever. This is written and designed by Adam Hancock with E.R.F. Jordan as an editor. Okay, cool. All right. We're not going to read the little lore blueprint. One surefire way to surprise and challenge your players is to simply add the rechargeable ability to the creature's stat block with no other modifications. Naturally, most creatures become noticeably more powerful this way. Using this method, if your players constantly deviate... Damn. I need to learn to read better. Use this method if your players constantly devastate combat encounters that are supposed to be appropriate for their character level. Another reason to use this method is to reinvigorate veterans whose excitement and sense of wonder for the game have waned. Yeah, so, awesome. Replace monster critical hits. This is something that I think they were trying to do with 1D&D with the way they said that monsters can't crit. But the problem with that is we're getting it piecemeal, so we don't know how that's going to work, right? Monsters and non-player characters score critical hits in the same way player characters do. But recent conversion... Yep, here we go. This is what they're talking about right here. But recent conversations about the future of D&D have suggested removing critical hits from monsters, placing renewed emphasis on rechargeable special abilities instead. Doing so might give you more control over the flow of battle for storytelling purposes or to safeguard the lives of loved VCs. If you'd like to try replacing monster critical hits with recharge abilities, this supplement allows you to do so for every creature in the monster manual. Personally, I don't. I like the idea of mixing it all together, just make the combat hard, because combat in D&D is too freaking easy. Honestly, 5th edition, in my opinion, is too easy, but my group plays 5e, and we, actually, definitely I don't know if they feel like it, but I don't feel like learning another rule system, so I just modify 5e. Yeah. Finally, you can put rechargeable special abilities on a retainer. In other words, use them whenever needed. There's no need to use them on the creature's first turn or the moment they recharge. If the battle is going especially poorly for the PCs, don't use them at all. If the PCs gain the upper hand right away, go ahead and use them as often as you wish. I agree with that. I agree. Knowing when to use these abilities is a very important thing. 100%. 100%. 2-part abilities. Some rechargeable abilities have 2 or more parts. These abilities all have if-then or on a hit-then wording. The intent of these rechargeable abilities is that if the conditional part of the ability isn't met, for example, the plesiosaur doesn't hit with a bite attack, so it doesn't deal extra damage, then the recharge ability isn't expended, and the creature could try again on its next turn. From the player's viewpoint, nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Adventure companions. Oh? Don't use these rechargeable special abilities as written for NPCs and other creatures that accompany the party on their ventures. The recharge rate is too fast for an ally that's there for combat after combat. An NPC who recovers an expended ability so often would quickly outshine the heroes. If you do want an NPC or other creatures to join the adventures, Make sure their abilities recharge less frequently, following the recommendations in this table. Okay, I like that. I actually like that. So as an enemy, it's a 4 to a 6. As an ally, it's after a short or a long rest. As an enemy, it's a 5 to a 6. As an ally, it's after a short or a long rest. If it recharges on a 6 as an enemy, as an ally, it recharges only after a long rest. Okay, I like that. I do like that. That feels good. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and go to Creatures A to Z. Ooh, Basilisk. Okay, let's look at the Basilisk here. Basilisk. Oh, wow, that is, boom, boom. Alright. Pounce recharges on a 4 to a 6. The Basilisk has advantage on attack rolls against a creature that hasn't taken a turn yet this round. Okay, that's actually kind of nice. That's actually kind of nice. I do like that. Alright. Let's take a look at a Death Knight. Good old classic Death Knight. Can't go wrong with the Death Knight. I like how it's all the way at the end of the page. Dreadful Aspect. Recharge of 5 to 6. Each enemy within 30 feet of the Death Knight must succeed on a DC 18 Wisdom saving throw, or take 27 if you do the average, 6d8 if you do the rolling, necrotic damage, and be frightened of the Death Knight for 1 minute. On a success, the creature takes half as much damage, isn't frightened. A creature frightened this way cannot take actions. A frightened creature can repeat saving throws at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. Yo, I'm starting to realize why Matt Colville goes save ends effects like the way he does it. It's much less wordy. Okay. Oh, what do you know? The Valor has 2, so might as well just do the Valor while we're here. The Valor, oh, it only gets one of these 2. Okay, well okay, that's fine. First, we have Command. Recharges on a 5 to a 6. The Valor bellows an order to all demons within 120 feet of it. As a reaction, each demon can make a weapon attack or cast a spell that deals damage. Whoo! That's... damn. Just damn, bro. Okay, that's nice. Lightning Discharge on a 5 to a 6. Or Lightning Discharge on a 5 to a 6, I should say. The Valor extends its blade and discharges a bolt of lightning in a 100-foot line that is 5 feet wide. Each creature in that line must make a DC 20 dexterity saving throw, taking 77 if you do the average, or 14d10 lightning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Wow. Yikes. Just yikes. Yeah, there's a reason this book says to be wary when you use them. Because if you just spam that ability because you're getting lucky recharging it, you're going to get a TPK. No doubt. But hey, if you're actually doing it with, like, purpose and kind of... how do I put this? Not using it if you don't need to use it. If you're already whooping your party's butt, then please, for the love of God, or love of God, because I am a believer. Anyway, do not use this ability if you're already kicking your party's butt. Just don't do it. Alright, let's take a look at dinosaurs. Let's go down to the T-Rex. Alright. Swallow! Oh, yay! On a 5 to a 6, the Tyrannosaurus makes 1 bite attack against a large or smaller target it is grappling. If the attack hits, the target is swallowed and the grapple ends. The swallowed target is blinded and restrained. It has total cover against attacks and other effects outside of the Tyrannosaurus, and it takes 35 if you're doing the average, or 10d6 if you're rolling acid damage at the start of each of the Tyrannosaurus's turns. The Tyrannosaurus can have only 1 target swallowed at a time. If the Tyrannosaurus dies, a swallowed creature is no longer restrained by it and can escape from the corpse using 5 foot of movement, exiting prone. Okay, that's interesting. Let's look for something interesting, something really, really interesting. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's go. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. 4. Y'all thought I was going to click the Umber Hulk because I was hovering there. No, I'm going to click the Yeti. Alright, here we go. Cold Breath. Oh. The Yeti exhales a 15-foot cone of frigid air. Each creature in that area must make a DC 13 con save, taking 18d8 if you do the average, or 4d8 if you roll cold damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. You know what? I do have one other creature. I want to see... This is the last one of the video. I want to see what a Medusa does. The Medusa has one of these two special abilities. Okay. Potent Petrification. Recharges on a 5 to a 6. If a creature within 30 feet of the Medusa succeeds on its con save against the Medusa's Petrification gaze, it must repeat its saving throw at the start of its next turn and use the new roll. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Or Venom Spray on a 5 to 6. It is a ranged weapon attack with a +5 to hit, a range of 30 to 60 feet. One creature hit is 21 if you use the average, or if you're a roller, 6d6 poison damage, and the target must succeed on a DC 14 con save or be restrained for 1 minute as it is partially turned to stone. A creature can repeat its saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effects on itself on a success. I like the Venom Spray. I love the Venom Spray. Medusa having more snake-like stuff to it. All for that. Any day. Every day. I feel like the Medusa should have had more snake-like abilities to begin with, personally. So, yeah. Let's take a look at how much this book cost over on the good old-fashioned DMs Guild. What do you know? You can get it for $4.95. Or you can get the bundle for, I think, $13.75. Oh, no. Yeah, because you're bundling. Or you can get the bundle for $4.42. I think the bundle's probably a bit of a better option. I mean, yeah, you get a couple extra books here. I'd probably have to pay even less if I logged in because I already have the regular book. But here you can look at what they have so far. They have Lost Mind of Phandelver, the Monster Manual, Out of the Abyss, Prince of the Apocalypse, Tyranny of Dragons. Now, I'm not for sure if they're planning on doing any of the other books because of what's going on with the OGL. And I'm not going to speak on that because I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I don't know much about legalities of IP and all that stuff in any way, shape, or form. What I will say is if the leaks turn out to be true, I fear for the future of Dungeons & Dragons. And maybe even tabletop RPGs. Because if this is true, the leak that we're seeing, it could potentially mess with Pathfinder and a couple other games. Mutants and Masterminds potentially, I believe, is one of them. I don't know if Call of Cthulhu is based off the OGL. I don't think it is. I could be wrong there, though. But all of these games, if they rely on the old OGL, would have to either get a custom deal with Wizards of the Coast, or Wizards of the Coast would eventually essentially control those games. Because with the OGL leak that we've seen, you give Wizards permissions to publish any of your stuff. You're basically giving up your rights. That's my understanding of it. Again, I don't know IP. I don't know, like, the legalities of this or anything, so take that with a grain of salt. Today was just us viewing the Recharge Monster Manual, which I hope like heck we get the Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes and Volo's Guide to Monsters, or Mordenkainen Prevents Monsters in the Multiverse, whichever they decide to do. But I really would love to get those books having the recharged abilities. If we don't get that, I might just have to come up with some myself and just keep them to myself and share them with my group and whatnot, because, yeah. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed looking at this book. I was about to say watching. Looking at this book with me today. So far, we've done a couple of different interesting books. We've done The Bloodied and Bruised. We've done this. I don't remember what other books we've done, but I know we've done a couple. Oh, we did the Home Field Advantage. We've done a couple of books at this point, and I know I could upload more often, but I'm doing this for fun. This was never intended to be a job for me. This is a passion for me. So I'm gonna upload when I upload, and if you stick around, you stick around. If you don't, you don't. I'm not planning on ever really making money from this. It's just something for me to do for fun. So thanks y'all for stopping by, watching the video, and have a good night. Peace. See you later.